Good day and welcome to the Lifestyle Lake. And my name is Atama Fukate. And today I'm with none other than Tsitsi Chiumya. Yeah. You see, our show is a bit different. It's not like that one of yours, that boring one. We've got an audience. We can accommodate audience.
I felt there's an aircon here. I can breathe much lighter. Yeah. And also, a lot of people don't know, but I've chilled with you quite a lot. Not chilled, but I've been in your presence and you're very funny. But I don't think you know.
Why are you starting the show by saying I'm funny?
No, I just want...
Am I going to be attacked all through the show?
If it happens, I want you to understand that...
See, you're my guest.
Yes. Sorry.
I'm supposed to be the host.
Oh, sorry.
Yo, guys, this is why it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. Tsitsi. Yeah. Why the name Tsitsi? And your surname sounds Malawian.
Yes. My surname is Malawian.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. It's...
You know how I got it?
What?
Mam Koni Chiumya.
Yeah.
And then Tsitsi Chiumya.
Yes.
So you understand
it? Yes. I repeat to her. Actually, when she was alive, she told me that we come from the same family clan in Malawi. Our surnames rather. And then she even like when she was in the States, she got me in contact with some of my family members.
You know what's the funniest thing? Apparently, we are all foreigners in South Africa. Apparently. I don't know what history is saying, but we all come from up there.
Some more than others. I think, because remember, my surname is from my stepdad, right? So I was born Tsitsi in Lewakgomo, which is somewhere you should be very familiar.
I was going to ask you, Lewakgomo
Zone A.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much, I remember, I even know your family home.
Yes.
I mean, all of us knew it because at the time, everybody, come on. And I remember, especially even after the said passing of your younger brother. Yes. After he passed, I remember there was a bit of a some people were like kind of showing homage by going in the streets. Yeah. I was a kid living in Lewakgomo at that time.
I went to that house. Yeah.
Yes.
It's beautiful. The owners are.
Oh, you don't own it anymore?
No. I mean, it's been years. Like more than 30 years or something, or 20.
Was that? Even till today,
that's good. You must always leave a legacy. Even here in Midrand, there's a street named after me.
Really?
Yes. I'm kidding. I found it called Arthur Road.
What?
Oh, by the way, you said I'm funny. Okay, let me be here.
You must come to popcorn.
Are you guys going to give me popcorn? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you afford them too?
No.
Okay.
I can't say that, yeah.
But you can afford to get
popcorn. No, I can.
Do we have popcorn on the show?
Though? No, you guys.
Or is it just a name?
No, you guys, you have on our show.
Yeah,
we do have popcorn.
Okay, who's sponsoring them? As I know, you would never feed anybody, when?
Who's sponsoring McG?
Okay, he's buying you popcorn. He's go to work every day.
Yeah, he's the one sponsoring the popcorn.
So you are born in Lewakgomo, and then you study, and then you get a degree, and you become this first ever student to study game design. So you can actually create PS4, for example, not PS, FIFA 2026.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can be one of the people creating those games. But yeah, I studied at WITS, and it was a very like actualizing process, because you never know what... I don't think anybody starting a degree knows what they want to do, even though your degree kind of says the job that you want to do, even if you're studying to become a lawyer.
I tried to explain that to Kelelo, and we had a big fight. I said, I don't think you know what you're doing, and all of us are always like that. But yeah, that's another...
and she probably didn't agree with you, right?
Yeah.
I also probably would have never agreed with myself back then. But after, in retrospect, when you realize, especially when you go through university, you start realizing that, this is not who I am is starting to change. I'm starting to find who I am. and through you're making real friends. You're not making like, childhood friends. I don't think are the reflection of your adulthood. You break up with a lot of people, and that process kind of makes you who you become, right? And I think,
so when you applied,
yeah,
you were not looking to do gaming.
No.
It was the only slot available.
It was the only slot available. I was actually the last student to be admitted into that degree. So
But you became the first black person to do gaming.
Yeah, the other ones failed in a way. So like first year it was 4 of us, 4 like, African students or students of color. Then second year it was 3 of us. Then third year it was just me.
So at least you made history.
Yeah, so I had to hold the fort. And actually there was a time where I was looking at everyone, I was like, yo, if these guys all fail, I become the first.
So you started
Like, oh, if they all fail, I become the first. Then unfortunately, they did eventually complete, but I just, passed the threshold first. And, through that whole process of game design, Nagi, I was finding myself, and I started finding a lot more of myself in performative art, because I'm in a class of about 25 students. It's the first time WITS is offering the degree, and I'm the only one with the kind of stories that I have. Right. So whenever I tell a normal story to my friends, they laugh, because
isn't it because, people find Spedi a funny language. And if you have noticed, even in recent years, a lot of comedians are from Limpopo. You look at your Mashabelas, look at... Is Komote a comedian?
I mean...
And there's that one that likes praying for Kaizer Chiefs. Who's that guy?
Which one?
Pastor Nyana.
Wawa.
I don't know, not even... Or even Papa Wawa is from Limpopo, but he's vendor or something.
Yes.
They're like, is it because...
Funny people are from Limpopo.
Okay.
That's a very Joburg mentality. People there, they laugh at us.
Yeah.
Like, you're Limpopo. Like,
and you said, I can make money out of this.
Yes. I think I didn't even think about money at that time.
You just wanted to be funny and be loved by everyone.
I just wanted to be funny and be loved by everyone. And you actually said something very important to me. I think it was a year ago, 2 years ago. You said to me, when I grew up, I just wanted to be famous. I didn't know what I was going to do.
I remember I told you that.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was in, but I knew I was going to be famous. And I think I had the exact same feeling when I was in game design, because I was like, there's something important about what I'm doing. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it feels like, but there's something very important about the enlightenment of telling somebody a story and then they laugh, Because people think comedians, you stem from a jokey place or you're a funny person. I was never the funniest person in my family. My family members will all out-funny me when it comes to funniness, I just had the understanding of trying to turn it into something. So taking a story and packaging it in some form of stand-up or putting it on stage in terms of content or whatever. But I have this very, I'd call it a passion of taking something and putting it in a different context in a very interesting way that will make people feel. So
it's funny that you mentioned that you were one of those quiet ones. And I always say most of the big superstars are shy people at their homes.
Yeah.
But when they go out there, they shock the world. And, we can name a lot of them. There are very few that you can see that are lawyer Papa Neseka, but me as an example. So yes. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
And you guys that are doing comedy, you went to school to study gaming.
Yeah.
And the other day I was talking to David Kawu, and I know the first time he saw me, we were performing at UCT, and he says he was studying drama.
Yeah.
So did you do some education, Yana, for what you are now currently doing as a comedian?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I didn't do any. There's no school for jokes, just to get that out.
Yeah.
But I would say to anybody, like going through university is one of the most important things for a normal human being. You could.
Are you saying I'm abnormal?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I haven't been to university.
Yeah, but I would say you're abnormal because of my encounters with you. But I'm saying, and I'll just put it from an enlightenment point of view, right? Especially if you're not from Joburg. When you come to Joburg, the best way to experience Joburg and to experience like growing up for me was through university, because you meet everybody at the same time. Everybody,
all characters from all worlds.
Oh yeah, you meet South Africa at the university. You meet South Africa, you interact with South Africa. You kind of position yourself to where we're no more South Africa. So like that was one of the most important things for me to realize how people perceive me, so that I know exactly what they see when they see me. So I know what to present. I had to learn, like for instance, I had to learn not to be shy in front of people. I had to learn how to do all these things that make a entertainer, of sorts. But I believe that the experience of just going to university, the experience of working a little bit, I worked a little bit in corporate.
But how does that help you craft a joke, create a joke, make us laugh?
I'll tell you something interesting.
Like how do you think of something and break it down? Because in a way, comedians are not in a rude way.
Yeah.
Sort of telling stupid things and we laugh at stupid things. How do you say that one is so stupid that it's going to make people laugh?
I don't think it's stupid.
Thank you. I want you to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
I don't think it's stupid. I think that stupid is the worst thing is a naive thing to say, because it's the most simple way of understanding these things. But it's very serious. I think that comedians, in my experience, are the most serious people I've ever seen, because you have to take a situation and remove the context of the situation.
Do we laugh at serious people?
Yes.
How?
I laugh at you because you are very serious.
Yeah.
like all these camera guys, they're scared of you, right? They know one mistake. I know my mic will never fail. Yeah, never. Because I've got you. Because what comedy does is that it kind of deals with the elephant in the room in a very unfiltered way. Comedy is unfiltered. It's the truth unfiltered. You know how funny the truth is? The truth is very, very funny. If you ask the lady why she's crying and she told me, a guy. If you ask the guy why he's crying and he said, I'm going through my 7th divorce. That's funny.
You see why I said it's stupid? Why are you laughing at a guy divorcing for the 7th time?
You haven't learned. Yeah, you have to go through the 7th divorce for you to feel like, oh, this is bad. Like, no, bro. You went through, marriage is not for you. Yeah. You understand? Like, don't get married, my brother. Date until you die. You're fine, and you'll have all your things that belong to you. You understand?
Yeah.
So, like, that is a very for me that's what comedy is. It's like lacing some. It's like when a doctor gives a child medicine and then by Kenya and then they give the child.
Yeah, to deceive you.
Yeah, the sweet has nothing to do with the procedure. The procedure is the medication that comes in behind the thing. And that's what comedy is. Because like, I've never been on a stage or encountered a comedian that I like that would not tell the truth as it is, And a lot of us, so we're scared of the truth, or the truth has a bit of a, it needs to be filtered a little bit before.
Is that why most people find Julius funny?
Yes.
Because Julius just speaks and we laugh.
Yes. But Julius is not funny. What he's saying is not funny. Like, the things he's saying is not funny, but because the truth is so blatant, it puts you in an awkward situation.
Because I remember we were doing some course with my team, we had an Excel course, because we had just recruited new staff. And we had to literally stop because I demanded to watch Julius, and everybody was just laughing,
Yeah.
And he was serious. I mean, he was it was that 10th year thing.
Yes, yes.
But we were just laughing all the way.
Yes, because you laugh because this person is talking about something that it's not even that far to relate to. When someone says something and you can even just think of, like, in the back of your mind, you already have all these references that he's talking about.
But can you give an example of a stupid joke and a clever joke? The difference between the two? Because I'm sure they are clever ones and
You'd find on Facebook.
that's the way Facebook.
You find it on Facebook. Yeah.
And you laugh still.
Yeah, you laugh. I mean, there are places in life for stupid.
But give an example of a stupid joke. If there's anything on
Like
it. Okay, tell me.
Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't think that's something I should be wondering about. Why is chickens crossing the road? It's not my chicken, Let it cross the road only once.
So you're taking me to where I always say, somebody says something stupid and we end up laughing.
Did you laugh?
Oh.
I thought you laughed at me trying to say something stupid.
Okay, let's go to the clever one.
Okay, I had this. This is a joke. I would think this is a smart joke. You remember Penny Sparrow?
Yes.
You remember Penny Sparrow? She it was quite a controversial thing she did. She went out and called black people monkeys, right? And at the time, like, I didn't know, this content. It was weird for me because that week I was supposed to buy bananas, for my house.
So you had to stay.
I didn't buy them. So when I was there, I was like, yo, is she right? Because I really like banana. I ended up lying to the guy. I was like, no, I'm buying them. And I wanted a smart lie, but I couldn't. The first thing I could do is like, I'm buying these bananas for my dogs, right? She laughed. And then I was like, no, they're German shepherds. Because I hope
So that you come with a name that
dogs are also not black. So
you had to put German.
yes, they're German shepherds dogs. So I would think that is a bit of a smartish joke. Yeah.
Smartish,
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. Like, we're quite, like, if you look at a lot of South African comedians, especially, like, they're saying something really profound, especially, like, people are talking about being present fathers. They deal with a lot of things that people are going through, but just don't have the courage to deal with the emotion of whatever you're going through.
So when you're preparing for a show,
Yeah.
what you do is you just get true stories and package them. Is that why you guys never run out of jokes? Because, my favorite comedian is Trevor Noah. And
Cool.
in fact, he happened to work with you there. You worked with Trevor Noah. Why is he saying cool?
He's not here right now. I mean, we're here in a secret location somewhere with your second favorite comedian. So the Trevor couldn't make it. They got Tsitsi to fill in. But I hope he does a good job. Yeah.
Hey, you're crazy, man. Okay. Okay, I'm sitting with my new favorite comedian.
Yeah. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah.
But you're ambushing me.
You can't say that. You can't tell them. That's what I'm doing. This is Tsitsi Chiumya, Athamafukati's favorite comedian.
Yes. So, at some point,
Yeah.
you worked with Trevor Noah.
Yes. And hopefully we're going to work again soon on a very exciting project. So yeah, I mean, even that, it came about as a sporadic situation. I wasn't particularly aiming for that opportunity in my life. I was working at the time, and that's why I always say, like, it's nice for, like, any artist to have a job, because especially nowadays, because art is not like when you guys were doing it. So, you don't have longevity like you guys have. You don't have somebody that is 50 years in the game. I'm not saying it.
Even if I was. In fact, I'm actually 75.
Of age.
I'm kidding.
Yo. We're going to end this podcast with Safa, Sapen, Oh, soft. Yeah, I mean,
So what job were you doing when you met him?
I was making video games.
Oh, it was video games.
I was making video games. So I'm saying, like,
So you had to challenge him on playing or what?
no, I actually tried once. He's very good. He's too good. He's better than me. But it's because
Finally somebody accepts.
yeah, he's way better. Not in yeah, he is. He's better. Hey, I almost said some stuff. Yo, I won't go to America. But no, I'm saying that it was important for me to do my job because my job put me in a position where I could meet Trevor without having. I never had any pressure. Pressure ka mo godimo comedy.
But were you already
In comedy, but pressure mo comedy. Pressure ya bophelo ba ka was on my work, and comedy was my.
Oh, so you actually did some work after you got your degree. You worked for somebody.
Yes, I worked in Cape Town. I moved to Cape Town to work, and then that's where I actually solidified my comedy because I was living alone. There was no, my stepdad is quite like you. He's very strict, So he would always tell me what to do, or he'd suggest that you can't stay in this house if you're not pursuing something. So when I lived in Cape Town, I was alone. I had a car. I was living in an apartment, so I could move around as I wished, So what I would do is I would dedicate my entire day into working. So
What's with Cape Town and comedy though? Because most of you, one way or the other, you've been to Cape Town.
Yeah.
I'm talking about most of you
comedians,
guys.
yes. But remember, Cape Town has a theater culture.
Oh, yes.
More Joburg, there's a clubbing culture and all this other stuff.
I know you didn't say it as a joke, but Cape Town is not seen as South Africa.
Yeah, you said while I was living overseas.
Yeah. Overseas in South Africa.
I don't think you must fly to get there. So when I was living in the Western Province, there's a very rich theater culture there. And people come to the theaters, and what you can do is you can practice. And also, again, I had something I could offer that people didn't have. I'm a guy from Limpopo.
So do you say your jokes in Spade? Because in Cape Town, they wouldn't hear what you say.
Never. Not never, but I
hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
you had to be. Yeah,
I speak like this. Even on stage, I speak like this. So I speak like a South African. I speak like a petty person, but I would say predominantly English. But you won't miss the fact that I'm petty in the way I speak on stage.
At what point you realize you are in Cape Town that I'm actually different?
Funny. You watch the other guys and you're like,
but imagine going on stage alone.
Yeah.
You went alone?
Alone. I went alone.
Do you even remember the joke?
Yeah, because I trust myself.
Hey.
Actually, funny, the joke was about moving to Cape Town, where there's actual crime. Like the time I used to live there was no like petty crimes, robbing. Now there is because of the influence.
Shebe.
Yes,
I knew you were about to say.
I don't want to say it, but it'll come for me. Eh? No, but yeah, those.
He's a great artist, by the way.
Right? Right? I'm glad somebody said. I'm glad somebody in your generation is saying this, because a lot of people will watch the behavior and be like, oh, this is kind of. But his music is so in touch with human beings, and I don't think people understand, and I don't think people can look past themselves to see that, because it needs to be past yourself to actually understand that this person grew up in a place. And because maybe we understand the context, or I kind of understand the context, I know exactly where it could have come from, or where it's coming from. But just to
and don't run away from that joke.
Okay. I'm not running away from that. I was actually trying to sum it up. So for me, when I moved to Cape Town, I realized that I'm different, and people don't have the kind of stories that I have, or maybe that's what my perception. But when I went on stage, I could feel that there's a different type of feeling, or there's more information that I'm kind of giving to these people about the context of where I live. And what Cape Town helped with was making those experiences international in terms of explaining. So, it's not that people from Lewagomo will understand alone. I'm still speaking the same language that a Lewagomo person speaks. I'm just using it in a different context and packaging it differently for a wider audience. And through that's how Trevor and all those other opportunities came about, because they were looking for, remember Nationwide, the show was called Nationwide. It was an international show. It was a Showmax show that goes out to the entire South Africa. If Kabulela ka Spedi, that means I'm limiting it to only Pedi.
So you would not have made it?
Yes. Or I would have made it in a different context.
And which year is this?
This is not too long ago. This is maybe like 6 years ago. Yeah, this is about 6 years ago. And I remember at the time I was doing this joke about...
but you know what's funny?
Yeah, funny enough, I was doing a joke about Julius Malema. Because it was around about the time of the elections at the time. And I remember I did this joke about... I saw Julius Malema on TV, and he said this. He said, "We hope and we pray that the EFF gets more votes this year." And in my head, I couldn't imagine Julius Malema praying, you know, because I felt he was like too aggressive at the time. So I mimicked the prayer, and I said, I was like, this is how he probably prays. It's like, "Yeah, God, I want to pray humbly so that the EFF must get more votes, or else we will take our prayers elsewhere."
Does he pray though? I coach you.
And also because they wore red, you know, it was weird for me at the time. I was like, they wore red, which is the color of fire, you know. So
weird.
That was the context of the joke, I guess, and it worked. And I see like some content creators are also still working with the joke now. I know a guy called Gif Manando. He used the joke on his content pieces. But
do you find that happening a lot though, where somebody borrows your joke? I tweeted years back. You know, I used to be naughty on Twitter years back before I left it, and I can't remember. Trevor Noah made a joke, and I remixed that joke, but I didn't know that it was a remix.
Yeah.
And then people were like on my case, and Trevor Noah tweeted and he said, "Guys, why are you attacking Arthur? He actually just remixed my joke."
Yes.
And it became even more worse. Then, you know, so do you find that people remix those jokes?
I love it when people do that. I really do. I think that, especially like when I came into comedy, like I brought in my own flavor, which was personal stories about my life and being vulnerable, and talk about my dad and my family, mostly my dad.
And somebody takes it and remixes it.
No, but it makes people feel like they have those similar stories. Because remember, I think we grew up in times where everybody goes through similar things. So if somebody makes it funny, maybe when now you don't see the funniness about, you know, your father leaving you at 12 years old. You know, I'm at 2 years old. 12 years old, you should be a man by that time. I think you can take it if he lives at 12. But if he lives at 2 years old, you know, it might hurt you in a way, right? But it hurts you until a point where you see someone like me who makes fun of that situation and brings enlightenment to that type of situation. Other comedians might feel, oh, I too have a story like that, and they might do it. Or other, you know, artists might feel like, oh, I too have a story like this, and they did. Because I remember I had this joke about Satan, you know. I was like, I understand Christianity, I'm a Christian, but I don't know what Satan did for me to hate him as much as I do. It's like sometimes I feel like it's unfair, like, because every day on Sunday we gather up in the church and Satan jump on my fence, like, Like nobody says anything from Satan's camp where he's like, guys.
Do you know Satan's camp though?
No, I don't. I was like, maybe this guy just wanted to start his own company, like, like imagine now EJ started a company, now you are the one, now it's Arthur and Arthur Chiumya, So it can't be, but it can't be like that.
But apparently Satan, let me not use the accent, Satan
Yes, what?
is evil.
That's what they say.
Yes.
I mean, we believe that. And
Yes.
there's a difference, and there's also a difference.
So don't say you don't know what he did.
There's a difference between Satan, Satan. Satan is in the Bible. Like Satan, uhlukumeza abantu bamnyama.
So Satan is Omo.
Yeah, Satan is ours,
Yeah.
And so I just thought about that situation, and for me it was just, you're just poking a little bit of interest in somebody who would be interested in something like that. People are afraid. I wouldn't say, let me not say afraid, but it's very difficult to find people who think in certain instances. Like, like there's certain places where we are not allowed to think. I was like that for a very long time. And it's like, sometimes when you just test somebody with a thought, you're not saying you believe in Satan or whatever. You're just saying, but was Satan really that wrong? Oh my God. And then we need to pray for you now. We're killing animals, and praying for me over a thought, So I like that.
But are you a believer? Do you go to church?
Yeah, I go to church a lot. I go to church.
Do you go there to pray or get jokes?
That's a good question.
Because even in churches, there are these beautiful jokes. Let's be honest. I mean, there's this pastor that I love. Each time Pirates win, I post that thing. The one, that.
Oh, yes, I know that one. But I mean, funny enough, whenever I go to pray on Sundays, I always come back with a joke. But that's a blessing for me. I believe that I started my comedy journey in a church, actually. So the first time I performed in a church. I actually performed in my church.
Was it Catholic or?
No.
Okay.
All the apostolic.
Okay.
Yeah, I was raised Kaluther, obviously,
Yes.
Being Pedi. Most Pedi people are from the Lutheran church by virtue of proximity. And then later I joined the Old Apostolic Church. That's what
So they would give you guys a chance to perform on stage.
Because you had to either do that or sing.
But how do you make a joke in church?
It's so easy.
Tell me about it.
If they don't laugh, you say hallelujah.
Like, you're making me think, are you basically saying, hey, when I'm... Are you trying to say, hey, this guy is mad? Are you basically saying when the pastors are saying hallelujah, they're trying to find a way of navigating through?
Yes. You know how many things you have to remember in it?
Don't forgive me.
No. You know how many names there are in the Bible? There's a guy called Neptal.
Yeah.
I'm named after that guy, Neptal. He's in the Bible. I don't even know what he does.
Yeah.
He's someone's 12th child.
Yeah.
Imagine, as a pastor, you have to remember all those things, every lessons. At some point, you're like, yo, Chimo. Hallelujah. And then as they are doing hallelujah stuff, you are thinking, okay, job, no. Like in the book of Job says, and then now you're back and stuff. So
I'm trying to imagine comedy in church.
It's beautiful. Because church is the truth, You know how much truth there is in church. The church is the only place where somebody can tell you, please don't hit your wife, right? And it makes sense, like everywhere else, somebody will defend themselves. In church, they tell everybody, they tell all the congregation, guys, don't hit your wife. And those guys will say, yeah, don't hit your wife. So what makes you think I hit my wife? What about me? Look at my hands. They're soft. I don't hit my wife. Ask her. Now the wife is like, yeah, he doesn't hit me. it's like church is the truth. Like church tells the truth about real life, and I believe that in a situation like that, in a context like that, where there's no nonsense in a church. So like, if you're starting in that space already, you are, especially if you're a real believer, like if you're a real, if you
Like
really,
me.
yes, if you really believe in the stuff that you say, you should be able to question it, and if you're saying something, you should have researched it, or you should be coming from a place of realness. And that's what I feel like the church offers. It offers a place where people can shy away from all the earthly things and just deal with life as it is.
Would you say the exposure to being part of Nation Wild
Yeah.
gave you, it wasn't really worth it?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No, it was worth it, but it's a
Didn't
place-
really propel you into further success or anything?
I mean,
Or it's good for your bio?
I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, everything works as a package, right? So it's like, even if you gave me the best platform ever, and it has to come with other things, like what I did on Nationwide was a 15-minute set. That's not enough to sustain a career. It's enough to maybe inquire interest. People can say, that guy is quite funny.
Like, I'm interested in it now.
You understand? But
Because if I have to go speak for you now and somebody wants me to book a comedian, I can actually say, this guy featured on Trevor Noah's
exactly
worldwide comedy show.
But that can't be the only thing that
But it would be one of the major achievements.
Yes. So it's a major achievement. But then I remember the day we shot Nationwide. I'll tell you a side story, because that's how I think about things. Things always make sense to me if it makes sense in my own world, not necessarily that it makes sense in the world. So the night I shot Nationwide, Pops came up to me, and I remember we were very excited.
One other funny brother.
That's my brother. He's my brother. So he came up to me and he said, and that was one of the first times that me and him started really becoming close. He said to me, "Broer, that was great. What you did was great, but remember on Monday you're gonna have to go back to those small gigs that you were used to.
Yes.
Don't feel deteriorated by that. It's only the beginning. This is just solidified your beginning.
Yes.
So what you need to do is begin."
That's how I see it as well.
Yes. So he said that. And after that, I really began trying to do my own shows, trying to put on my own shows. And you know what I did with my first paycheck that I got from Trevor Noah's Nationwide?
So you also got paid?
We also got paid. It was my biggest paycheck at the time.
You say it didn't do anything for you?
Do you want to know how much it was?
Ungrateful brat.
Yeah, I'm a born free. You fought for my freedom. Look what I'm doing with it now. So, my first paycheck, I bought a one-way ticket to Thailand.
Wow.
Right? Because I knew that in Thailand, it's the biggest tourist destination of the world. Meaning that if you want to perform, it's like the world's Cape Town.
Yeah,
right?
basically.
So yeah, it's the world's Cape Town in the way I thought about it. And there's a friend of mine who was living there, Dustin Moore, who's also a South African comedian who was working out that side. So I went there just to train, and I just wanted to further make my comedy, wide.
How long do you go there for?
I went there for a month.
Wow.
And
living with strangers.
Yeah, living in hostels, those places where you pay 50 rand to stay, and then when you leave, you have to take everything you came with and then come back, like find places to stay. So I did that for a month.
But did you get a place where you were doing your comedy, or you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in a month, we did about something close to about 40 shows, right? And we're performing every single day.
And you have to change jokes every day.
Single day to expats, right? Sure. They don't know where Limpopo is, so you have to explain before you make fun of Limpopo. They don't know what being Pedi is, so you have to explain. You have to explain before you make fun of these things. So it was like really taking my own small context and just learn and putting it up against other people's context and seeing, can I grow this thing that I'm thinking about? And when I got there, first day you're not funny. First couple of days you're not funny. Like you're
thinking of going home.
Yeah, you're still saying stuff like ish. They don't get it. They don't get the things that you're saying, how you're saying it. But after you start learning, okay, I must speak like this. Okay, I must.
So you are actually patient. I mean, I went to Italy and they put me together with producers, Britney Spears producers and everybody. And I still regret up to this day. I ended up running away.
Why? Do you remember why?
I don't know. I was just missing home.
Wow. How successful were you back home?
I think the issue might have me.
Okay.
Because by then, it was that time she was born. But I regret having missed that opportunity with all those top producers. I literally ran away from Italy. I think on the second week or going for the third week, I ran away. So you stayed in Thailand for a month.
For a month. And it was
searching for this dream.
It was tough. But you must tell Owami that you regret.
Yeah, you messed me up.
While she's DJing there, you must tell him, hey, this was supposed to be me. Uncle Waffles was supposed to be me. Kadada. But does she know this?
I don't think so. Most of these things are revealing platforms like this.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So you stay there a few days, you're not making sense to the audience. What then happens?
It was tough. I remember there was one lady from the UK, and I remember she's from the UK because of her accent. So we found this place where we could do 3 shows a day. So this is how your day goes. You wake up from your hostel, you take everything you own.
So when you say we, it's not you alone.
No, it's me and Zastin.
And
my friend Zastin.
Right? Oh, from here as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So we wake up, we go to this place, it's a bar, and during the day you fly. Like it's a busy street, you fly, and this time it's after National Health. So people are those guys are using my credentials to kind of lure people here. Perform with this guy, perform with Trevor Noah, perform with Trevor Noah, perform with Trevor Noah. I'm the same guy giving out I give a perform with Trevor Noah, please come to the show. It's like 100 baht,
Yeah.
So we flying and you go and perform. But there's about 5 comedians. Other ones are from Canada. There's ones from all over the world, right? Some of them live there and they just started doing comedy from there. So what we did is that our aim is to pack the small room. The room set about maybe 30 people in there. But if you make like 3 shows, we have 3 shows a day. So we had the 7 o'clock show, we had the 8 o'clock show, and the late night show. So what you do is you try to pack those rooms because that also is your money for sleeping that night.
Isn't true about what they say about Thailand that guys leave their wives when they go to Thailand?
Yeah.
This is a family show, but I'm just trying to.
Yeah, no, they do. I saw a lot of guys with not their wives there.
Yeah. And I've met most of South African guys who go with their wives, but they go with their friends and they just disappear for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing about Thailand, there's always something to do at any time. And after a while, you as a South African, after maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, you also become Thai. Everything that you do is Thai.
So to guys there at home, you don't ever allow your guys to go to Thailand without you. I can't say much. He has just confirmed it. It's not me.
Yeah, no, facts. But yeah, so we would wake up, we would go out to fly, right? And while the 7 o'clock show is happening, and remember, Thailand is super hot, so you bring out 2 outfits. You have your outfit to fly, you have your outfit to perform. Where you're performing, there's air conditioning, so you can wear like this, Where you're flying, there's no air conditioner, so you can't wear like this. Otherwise you're gonna ruin your clothes, or you're gonna sweat the whole time. So what you do is you change. You go outside, you fly. Then you change, you go perform. So you perform your 15 minutes or however long you're doing. And then after you're done
Flyer, you mean?
you give away flyers. After you're done flying, you go perform. And then after you perform, you change again to go back outside to fly again for the next show. Then the next show gets full. Then you go back, you change your clothes again to perform. Some people from the first show stay for the second show.
Oh.
Some people from the first show stay for the third show.
And you've got these killer jokes that you want to repeat because you had a rough first week.
Now it's like, you are here. You're the only one.
You're killing my flow.
No. Now I have to think of it. So now while you're flying, you're writing. So you're with other comedians, so you're bouncing jokes off of them, you're telling them about this and that. It was one of the most humbling experiences, because from there you start getting good. And because it's like, Thailand or whatever, it's better when you start doing good there. They give you gigs in Southeastern Asia. So from there, we ended up flying to Singapore, ended up flying to other countries.
And it's little money, but when you come back home, it's something.
It's something. Yeah. And you don't, my only thing was that I don't lose, because I have, at that point, I had only just done Nationwide and a couple of other shows on Zanzi, I think. And then, but my idea was never to be just the guy they call when there's an event. I wanted to be in this kind of a situation where I'm sitting with legends, where I'm being recognized by people who matter in my industry and people I thought mattered, And that's what I've always wanted. That's what I want. And even now, I'm still in Thailand in my mind. Like, in my mind.
Oh, yes, you're using the same mentality because that's the only way you can progress.
Yeah.
You need to understand that every day of your life, you have to hustle to make end meet.
Yep.
Because if you don't do that,
what's going to happen? Like, my thing is like, what if someone says, I don't find you funny?
Sure.
It can't end there for me,
So would you say you're as good as your last joke?
No, I think I'm better than my last joke.
Because with us as artists,
I
always say to people, you're as good as your last show, you're as good as your last hit song. You need to find ways of reviving your career.
I think I'm as good as my life. As long as I'm alive,
you'll find
better. I'm better than I was yesterday.
So you end up winning a SAFTA. How does that happen?
Oh, that one was an interesting one. So while I was in Cape Town, I started hustling on other stuff, right? So I started writing jokes, just write these jokes. And then I'm like, maybe let me write a small Lanyana sketch or series, Funny enough.
Before you continue with that, so you guys actually sit and write a joke?
Yes.
And you memorize it, or you, like how?
I think you just iron out the details of the joke.
And you don't practice it though? You do practice it?
Sometimes you do. I mean, the reason why you perform, I perform pretty much every day. And that's practicing another situation. So it's like you kind of also be a fortune teller as well. You kind of have to have these jokes that are prepared in case certain things happen.
Okay.
I chill a lot with my friends, and my friends.
No, I didn't want you to deviate. You can continue with that story. We'll go back.
Wait. Oh, yes. So while I was in Cape Town, I started writing, and I'm like, oh, let me do this, small sketch. And there was a lady called Angel Campy, that was like looking for writers for this thing called ZA News. It's also very political. And I wrote on it, and I remember I was with my girlfriend at the time. I wrote 2 sketches. My favorite one, I sent them. And I was like, also take this one. I sent them my favorite one. They didn't use it. They didn't like my favorite one. And I was quite upset. Then a week later, they call me. They're like, "Hey, this other one you sent, we like this one, right? Can we use this one?" And I was like,
Is Zanu the one where it had puppets?
"Yes."
Okay.
It
It had to be rude against blacks, obviously, for it to win.
wow.
I'm so you're shocked how much I knew about these things, eh?
No, I'm not
I
sure.
watch everything, by the way. Everything stupid, everything clever, everything smart. But let's continue.
You know, my you don't know. I don't.
I mean, I don't even know how you won, but I watched that thing. Yeah, I would cringe all the time.
Really?
You know, I was raised in another way, but so these things always make me cringe. But I do know that it had to be that.
Can I tell you the sketch that I wrote? Though?
Yes.
So my comedy is like weird. I like it that way. The sketch that I wrote was this middle class superhero, right? His name was called Sticks.
White, black?
There's a black guy, right? The black South African superhero. But if you look at a lot of superhero movies, black people never have like a significant role, or it's always a role that it's only deemed significant if black people are deemed to be like that. You know, like if you watch.
I had to say what I said. I had to.
But
we must talk.
We can talk. We can talk a political one, because if you look at Thor, for instance, there's one black guy in Asgard, and he's the security guard. You know, like he's that guy that opens the gate and the Bifrost or whatever. But it's a weird, it's an honorable thing, but it's a weird thing. It's like in movies, the black woman is always the one that's giving out knowledge and the mama. You know?
Yeah.
But if you look at someone like Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man is supposed to be
He's a superhero.
He's a superhero, but he's supposed to be a middle-class superhero. He's supposed to be a middle-class superhero because he lives with his aunt and his uncle, and his uncle gets killed. But for some reason, he can afford all these gadgets, and you're like, I know middle class, and even if I had those powers, even if I had Spider-Man's stock powers, to buy the suit, to buy those things, and that technology, it would take quite a while. So it kind of does remove itself from our immediate reality. So that sketch I wrote was of a South African superhero who has real life problems. So he only has a specific time to solve crimes. So he only solves crimes from 8 to 10 from Monday to Thursday, right? And he's saving up for this watch that tells him where the crime is, right? So he eventually buys this watch, and the watch always tells him, and the crime always happens outside his radius of thing. So people always get angry at him because he always says, "Hey, bro, I can't afford to come there." Or your crime is just, I have to take 2 taxis, like it's too far for me to stop that crime. And that's the one that won the SAFTA, right?
What do you think made it win?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't at the SAFTAs when I won.
Was he an honest black superhero?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he was living within his means.
So it was a beautiful story.
Yeah, that's why. So you can say I deserved it. You can say that.
No, it was a beautiful one.
Yeah,
I thought it had to be bad for it to win.
No. I think the first one maybe was. Well, and I guess that's why they rejected the first one, because
you were harsh on us.
No. My angling is always never to maybe honestly look down on a black person, unless the situation. Also, sometimes you also have to be honest with ourselves. Some certain situations,
Would you say most of your jokes are like that?
No.
What kind of jokes do dominate your
human beings? A joke you can feel.
Yes.
Like if I
political.
I guess like everything is political.
Explain your repertoire, for example.
For me, it's like feelings. Like if I say something and you feel nothing, then you don't get my comedy at all. But I talk about losing a dad, suicidal thoughts. I talk about,
How's that funny though?
It's very funny. if you can go through it, you can laugh at it. If you can, if you can go through something as a person, whatever it is, you can laugh at it. Maybe you don't find the context, you can't find the context right now, or maybe there's no environment for you.
So you never make jokes about presidents, about politicians?
But
it's not your kind of style?
No, no.
Okay.
My style is human beings.
Okay.
I make fun. If I had to make fun of the president, I'd make fun of him as a human being, not as a president.
Okay.
Because I have no idea what his pressures are. I have no idea what his responsibilities are. I have no idea what his insecurities are. We forget that, even a president is a human being. He has insecurities too. Like, it makes him feel somehow. Like, somebody has to tell.
So you wouldn't make a joke about that, obviously, from what you're saying.
I would, but from a human being experience, I would say that old man has a talk and he has to take it out.
So you wouldn't mention him as the president? Because I feel like you're just being naughty here. You're not being honest with me. Who are your favorite comedians?
Me.
Apart from you?
Pops.
Yes.
Pops is my favorite comedian. Like Pops.
And he's good.
And he's amazing.
Yeah.
I'd say Pops is my favorite comedian. Sfiso Nene, my favorite comedian. Skumba, favorite comedian. Celeste.
Yeah, she's good.
She's amazing. And you see, like, Celeste is like her angling. Celeste does, like, in my opinion, Kanyisa Bunu as well, very, very amazing. Tabiso Mhlongo. There's a lot of comedians that I look up to, but mostly South African because I believe in us.
So do you guys ever come together and say, let's risk our monies and just do this big show, and whatever comes out of it, it's okay?
Yeah,
I've noticed that, I don't know, with us artists or musicians, sometimes we struggle to put things together as a crew, where we say we'll share the proceeds.
The putting together is the easy part. Is when we start sharing. That's when things start.
Yeah.
Because now
We start
telling you,
checking
you came late this morning, and now it's a.
But you wouldn't say because your jokes were work or anything like that?
I don't think my jokes are work.
No. I'm saying when you rate how you get paid, you just go equal and you share the money.
No, I think it also has to do with. I come from a respectful place. That's why, like, as much as anything, like, respect is the first thing ever, right? I want the industry of comedy to win as much as any other industry. I'm not against another comedian. We are against Amapiano or whatever other genre of entertainment is doing way better than us. So what we need to do is that as comedians, comedy needs to shine. So that means the people that started need to be okay. That's the first thing that needs to happen. The people that started the industry need to be fine. Even us, we need to be at a space where we can also continue the legacy of bringing people on. Because I was brought on by Trevor Noah, by Pop Pops, by Skumba, by these people, you were inspired to come there. So you also need to kind of do that. So you can't be, even if you're controversial, you can't do controversial with the industry. Because if I say, I'm the only one that's doing well, I'm the best, then it dies with me. And then I go do some reckless stuff, like I die in an accident or anything. Then comedy dies that day. Now we have to wait so many years to find somebody else to kind of replace that person that passed away. So you can't do that. So for me, the ultimate respect, you can ask any of my friends, my ultimate respect is comedy first. If comedy wins, we all win. If an OG or somebody that we know is not doing that well, it's not our obligation to go and make fun of that, our obligation.
But were there people that you looked up to?
Yeah.
For you to get into comedy, or you just loved?
I wouldn't say that, like, because you are you have such little information that you don't know who to look up to. The only people you're looking up to is the ones you see on TV, and you don't even know what you're looking for in that person. There's just something about what they do that kind of entices you to that space, and that's what we'd say I'd look up to. I look up to those guys that, and it's not even just comedians who do stand up. Who Mzino Sintizwa, that is a big influence in our life, in my life. And
would you do that kind of comedy? Would you write?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing now, is trying to replicate really that there's no more funness, universal funness. Nowadays, everybody finds their fun within pockets of something. Yeah, I want to create a space where people come and enjoy comedy. That's what we are creating. That's why we call our podcast. So people need comedy because it's a space for people to come and gather and get comedy. And it's not just myself and Pops, it's other comedians as well.
So in the podcast, you sit there, you tease people, or what happens?
No, we sit there and we make light of what we are talking about, whatever it is, even if it's...
So are you one of those that also target famous people, celebrities?
No, I don't.
You make fun of people?
Yeah. But
which people are those?
Human beings.
On your show, are you sure that you don't talk about celebrities?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Now, you have no idea how...
You don't sound like you're an honest young man.
I think because of the way I speak.
Are you an honest young man?
Yeah.
Are you sure your show doesn't talk about celebrities?
We do.
Okay.
But we don't... But I'm trying to avoid the way you're asking this question.
Yeah, you're avoiding it, but it's there. Find a way of avoiding it.
No. I'm trying to give you the context of why our podcast exists, Yes, we do make fun of celebrities a lot. But we don't make fun of them because we don't make fun of them to take them down or anything like that. It's not like we're trying to...
How sure are you that it affects them?
I don't care.
Exactly. You don't care.
But why must I care? Do you care? Do they care how they...
No, but you said you care about human beings. You were raised in a certain way. Your jokes don't have to affect another human being. You don't have to label people.
So are you saying that I must ask?
I was asking myself, what kind of comedian are you? So now you're becoming genuine at the end of
I
the
must
show.
ask every time I need to speak about somebody.
No, you said you don't do that. But now you're confessing you're doing it.
I don't get so if you are information, so I can't talk about you.
You said you don't mention names.
No, not that I didn't say that.
Now you mentioned names.
I didn't say that.
Well, say you do mention names. What's the worst you have ever done to somebody who you felt got offended? Did they call you? Didn't they call you? Who's that? What was...
I guess maybe that's why I don't think I offend people, because no one has ever called me on some... Okay. Hey man, that was kind of...
Oh, so you never...
I've never apologized to anybody. I've never had to apologize to anyone.
Okay.
So
you are happy with everything that you said?
Yeah. I stand by it. I stand by it. I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to say, after I'm a fucker, try to get into my brain.
Guess who will defend me?
You.
Pops will defend me.
No, yes.
He will defend me.
You think so?
You're a sellout.
I'm a sellout?
Yeah. He will defend me.
What makes you say that?
Because I know he'll defend me.
What is a sellout to you?
Somebody like you.
But I don't see myself as one.
Yeah, but I'm calling you a sellout.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You see, there's also like a point of I don't know how to put it, but it's like...
I can tell you are defeated. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Tsitsi Chiumya. Thank you.
I'm thinking about it.
We are done.
Oh, we're done.
We're done. Are we not done, guys?
No.
What do you want?
We want more.
We want more.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can't end on calling me so loud.
Okay, let's continue. Let's continue.
Because I really want to know what entails a sellout.
Uh-huh.
And where did I sell out?
Because you are saying you are going to do a joke about me, and I know it's going to be a nasty joke. So
no, it's not going to be
because I thought
But
me and
that's
you.
your perception of comedians.
Yeah.
I feel like your perception of comedians has a great flaw. And it's not just you alone.
No.
It's not just you alone. It's a lot of
I
people.
told you I'm a Pop-Pop's fan.
But that doesn't mean you know my comedy. Doesn't mean you understand me.
I understand you. I support you.
Support. But I don't think you understand.
Make me understand you then.
It will take a long time.
We are here.
Yeah, but
you need to.
But you need to also have the patience to understand.
I'm here. The patience is here. I'm listening.
So you need to understand that, like, I'm not the kind of comedian that you think I am. And for you to understand the comedian that I am, you actually have to just indulge yourself in what I do. You need to know who I am, you need to know where I come from, you need to know how I kind of have structured my career up until this point.
Trust me, I know I can relate now.
No.
You've been through almost the same hassles as me.
Yes, but not as the same person. You and me, as much as we can relate on certain things, are not the same person or in the same industry.
Yeah.
Comedy, you cannot equate comedy to any other thing that we do.
But tell us
there.
about it then so that we understand it more.
Yeah,
And I
but
know
what do
that
you
you're
want- what
also
do you-
a dad as well.
Yes.
So maybe it might have changed the way you think. I can see now you are a bit affected by life. You do understand the importance of defending yourself. Let's talk about the child.
I'm not defending myself. And I feel like you put me in this box where I'm defending something that I don't think I am.
Yeah.
You know? And
Remember,
I'm not defending the idea of comedy that you have.
Yeah.
I'm defending comedy. Not because when you are looking for an example of me making fun of a comedian, the context is I said something that will make somebody else that I don't even know
But you said there was no one.
feel. What do you mean?
You said there was no one that you ever offended. So why worry?
But how would I know that?
Yeah, exactly. So why then should it be a point of discussion if there's no one?
Because you made it seem like there's an example.
No, I asked you.
I've said some things that I feel bad about.
Exactly.
But-
Tell us about those.
Like I said in one podcast, I made fun of somebody who had I don't know, man. I don't believe in defending my.
Exactly.
I don't believe in defending
I'm
myself.
shocked that you're even defending yourself.
I don't believe in. I don't want to say it because I don't believe in defending myself because I've never said anything from a malicious place.
Yes.
So
So why then is it a point of discussion?
because you are questioning me.
Yeah, but I have to. We are sitting together. But let's be honest. This is an honest interview. We are engaging.
No.
There's never been any.
I've never been. This now.
Yeah,
this is
you've
a
never
honest-
been interviewed. This is the first time
This
we are
is an
interviewed.
honest. Now this is honest. Because. Yeah, because wow, you.
Wow, yo. But you're being interviewed by a veteran, by the way. So I've been in the industry long enough to understand that we must just have, candid conversations inside
Also,
all.
like that's harmful. What you're asking for.
What's harmful?
What you're asking for is very harmful.
What's harmful here?
It's like you're asking for a thought process for something that's lighthearted, and you're asking for a rigid thought process for something that is a joke. Like
What have
yes,
I asked for?
asking for who did you hurt with your joke. Now I'm thinking of who I could have.
But you know you didn't hurt anybody. You said that.
No, hold on. No. Wait, I'm thinking about the possibilities of something I never knew hurting somebody. So I'm going through my thoughts of like, what have I said? What could it potentially mean to another person, right? So, and if you're pressurizing me without because I'm thinking
Remember,
about,
I didn't pressurize you.
No. I'm thinking about it of like, maybe I have said something that has offended somebody before. How would I know that if they've never spoken to me?
Why worry about something you don't know anything about?
But now you're on my side.
I'm on your side. You're right.
Now you're on my side. Now you are not on my side.
No, I've always been on your side. That's why I'm chilling with you. I've always been on your side.
I'm gonna need therapy.
What kind of therapy? You don't know. This man is just feeling guilty. You are just feeling guilty of something you didn't do. I don't know what you did. You said all the right things.
Because I do actually care.
You care about the welfare of people. You said that already.
No, not about the welfare. I care about something I say potentially making somebody feel lesser or whatever about themselves.
No, you didn't. I don't remember you mentioning there are witnesses here. I don't remember you saying something of that sort.
Well, I'm saying that now then.
What
I do care.
Yes.
I do care.
That's why I say you never said anything, bro.
So was I supposed to recall everything I've said in my life?
No. That's why I'm wondering why.
Because that's what you are saying. I think you have beef with comedians and you're taking it out on me. I think so.
I'm scared. If there's a group of human beings I'm scared of, comedians. Because those guys can deal with you.
Why would we deal with you?
No, they're just like that. I mean,
what is the fear of comedians? Because I feel like
I don't fear comedians. I love comedians. That's
you
why
just
I said
you said you don't mess with. You just said now.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean because I don't mess with you, then I'm scared of you. I just don't want to mess with you.
All that it has to do with is the fact that I tried a joke and maybe it worked in the room and maybe you didn't find it funny. I can apologize to you, but I'm not going to apologize for telling the joke. I'm not going to take the joke back. I'm not going to take back the joke.
So you'll just go to the side and hide in field.
Yeah.
But the joke is...
Yeah. I mean,
this guy...
Yeah, I'll say sorry to you, but I won't say sorry because that's
that's what comedians do. Hey, you guys are naughty. Yeah. You call the guy on the side, but the joke is there, it's recorded.
Precisely. Wow. I mean, that's the only way that comedy exists. That's what comedy is. If you want to deal with me, you have to deal with me in that moment. Because that's the moment that happened. It happened. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. But what my responsibility is, and that's what I think you're missing, my responsibility is to try by all means to not be the person that goes out to offend somebody. I didn't go out on that stage to offend those people. I'm not looking to offend those people. If they get offended, if you get touched, little now we get touched. You understand? We get touched. There's people who say stuff. I'm touched.
Do you guys have feelings though?
Yes, I have feelings right now. Don't you see my feelings? No, I'm pissed off.
Pissed off by honesty.
No, I'm pissed off I'm not like I'm pissed off at the ambushing of the questions.
Like which one? Mention one.
Like that.
Mention one. It's just one to us. One only. I want to see myself apologize for one question. Just
never. No, don't ever apologize.
No, but just mention one.
No, I'm saying I'm. Wait, what's going on?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay. So what? I am.
That's ambush right there.
That is ambush.
That is ambush. Let's ignore the ambush.
So I would love for there to exist a place where people understand, okay, at least through this, and I love the fact that this is happening. I really, really do. It's enlightening because I've never felt like this. I've never felt like
I said something wrong.
no. I don't think you said anything wrong. I just believe that the manner in which you're questioning doesn't necessarily look for information in what I'm saying.
Yes, but remember, with us here, we don't edit things out.
No, I don't.
Yes, that's why I want you to say what you want to say.
I don't. What I'm saying is to you is that there is a human being behind all those jokes and all those things, and somebody, I don't know which joke. Yeah, I actually don't even know which joke I'm offending. I'm defending, whatever.
That's what I feel.
Like in my head, I'm trying to find this joke, and if it does come, and I offended
We
someone,
call you again.
you call me again and say, "Here's the joke." We
Remember,
found
this
it.
is your home.
Thank
The
you.
nice thing about it here is
I
this
can always
is your
come
home.
back and defend
Yes.
myself.
Yes.
If I was on stage and you were sitting in the crowd, you would experience something a little bit different. Because I would speak to you in a different manner, and I wouldn't disrespect you, but I would, poke fun or make light.
Just
of
like
some-
comedians do.
Yes,
all
I
the
would.
time.
I would tease you. Okay, don't go ahead.
Like Kimang, this
Even
guy.
like-
I like Kimang or the one Wakukaya. You mentioned him.
Skumba.
Skumba, for
Yes,
example.
don't go ahead.
Skumba hits you now.
Yes,
It doesn't wait.
Because you had a comedy show, we hit. This is a comedy thing. We hit. We are making fun of the news. You are part of the news. We hit. But there is a human being behind that, and that's that's the person that goes to these interviews. It's not the hey, what up? It's not the comedian. It's a human being that goes to these interviews. So like, if somebody says, Emmanuel, you might have offended somebody with that joke.
The thing is, we don't know.
Yes,
that's
I
why asked you
I
for
wouldn't go and say, I wouldn't, I'm talking about the questioning. I'm not talking about the joke or anything like, I'm talking about, if somebody said that to me, I would say, yo, that would make me feel bad if like I found out that somebody really felt a certain way about my joke. But would it make me take away the joke? No. Would it
said
make me
no.
not repeat the joke? I would probably repeat it
You would
again.
even remix it.
I'll even tell her like, yo, even that guy, I apologize, but you know that he has a leg like this one, like
This guy is naughty. This one.
so to live in that world, that's the world I live in. I live in a world where there's no manga business. Like if there's this, it has to be like this. If I read the news, I'm gonna say there's something and my opinion about that news. If my opinion is wrong, I can say I'm wrong, but I'll move on. The human being is wrong. I'll move on. I'll tell another joke about that same situation, but I'll never, ever in my life, ever apologize for anything I've said to anybody about in the context of
Because
comedy.
jokes are just.
It's a joke. It's a joke, and it was. I mean, if you found offense, sorry, but that one make me go back and change my whole life.
But what I like about what you've been saying, you say, out of all the jokes you've ever made, no one has ever said you offended them.
The one time I was about to say something about you, Khala said,
Exactly.
"I'm gonna work with this person. Please don't."
See? The joke is saying, I'm going to ask Tada about this. Because something tells me, you know something. I'm going to call Khala and ask her.
This
Or else I have to go all through your footage and check.
Joe, it's a long time.
I'll check it.
No, we've never said anything about it. We tried to bring you on the show once.
Yes, I know.
And you said we must come shoot here.
Yeah. So now you
Does the
invited.
offer still stand?
Yeah. You can come shoot here. Pops will be coming with you, ne?
Yes. And Farida, Chandra, and Tavis.
Are you satisfied now? Can we close the show now?
No, I'm not. I can talk to you all day. I just want to contextualize this feeling of like, what is happening here? It's like,
One thing about me, at least, I'm not a comedian, guys, but I can see that Tsitsi really likes sitting here with me because he's trying to navigate what this interview was about. And it's up to you, viewers at home, to tell us what you think Arthur did wrong or what Tsitsi did wrong. And you can post it and we'll revisit the conversation again and continue where we left off. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey everybody, it's your one and only, it's your favorite Galamafet, and I'm sitting with the comedian Tsitsi. We're gonna get to know a bit more about your side of, you being a comedian, and tell us a bit more jokes, that's what I want to get from you.
Yeah.
All right. If you could tell me one joke for the rest of your life, what would that be?
One joke
Yeah.
for the rest of my life. It would be my... one joke. That's all I
I
have.
know you do a lot of sensitive jokes, hence the question, just like
Something.
something, it can even be something lighthearted, funny.
It would be like a knock-knock joke,
Uh-huh.
Never fails.
Let's fix it.
Yeah,
What is the most random thing you've done in the name of comedy or performance?
One time I was in Cape Town and I was coming from church
Yeah.
and I went to do a show. The show was called How We Got the Suits. And I was wearing a suit. But like, when you wear a suit like that you wore for like your confirmation, but you've grown, like, so it's a bit like tight.
Tight.
So I was doing this joke about like being free. Like,
Yeah.
And to symbolize being free, I did this. Right? And as I did that, the whole thing tore
Oh no.
on the side. But the tearing was all right. It's the underwear I chose to wear that day.
Was this on stage or this was
this
before?
was on stage, and there's like 40 people, and the first person was literally where this table was. I was standing like this, and
So what did you do? Did you just
yeah,
go
the
ahead?
underpants was like those underpants that you love, but you should get rid of. Like
Yeah.
like, so it was one of those like
Oh
day one
my
underpants,
goodness.
and it had it had windows. Let's just say that.
So clearly you do have your own funny little experiences
Yeah.
even while working. That is insane.
And there was a guy with his girlfriend,
Yeah.
but the guy pulled out his phone, and
So you're telling me we can find this footage online?
well, the guy hasn't released it, so which is worse. Which is worse because he's like keeping it to himself somewhere.
That is your luck.
This guy, you actually just reminded me.
I won't lie, that is comedy in itself. Talking about that,
Yeah.
if you were to have a comedy series, what would you title it about your life?
My life.
Yeah.
If it was
But it's a
about my
comedy
life,
series,
I would
yeah.
call it Bosi Mhlaba. Yeah, because that was my nickname as a kid. I was called Bosi Mhlaba. I'd call it Zorro. They call me Zorro.
Does it have a meaning?
Bosi Mhlaba?
Yeah.
Yeah, it means boss of the world. So as a kid, my uncle always called me boss of the world. And I always had this idea that one day, I could go Bosi Mhlaba.
I'm saving you that. Definitely on the phone. It's changing.
So, yeah.
Okay. Let's move to the world right now. I know in South Africa, there's a lot of things that are happening. But what is the funniest thing that you've seen on the internet recently that made you laugh out loud? Like that just killed
There's
you.
this really cool show, a really cool thing online called
Yeah.
Random Guy Conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like the funniest thing.
What did you see
So
on there?
it's like a bunch of guys just having a random conversation. So they talk about like, have you ever found yourself in a conversation and you're like, why am I in this conversation? Like, so it's like it replicates those kind of moments. There's a guy called Juice, his bad Juice online. There's this one where he talks about he doesn't see the benefits of being married. I guess you're too young for this stuff. Yeah, but yeah, so that's funny to me.
See.
And another one called Where's My Share? Very nice. Another one called Toxic or Love, where it kind of shows you a situation in a relationship,
Yeah.
and then says, is this love or toxic? Like, there's this one with this guy called Mr. Sizwese.
It seems like you follow a lot of comedy
Yeah.
accounts. Is that what we'd see if we're scrolling through your Instagram right now? Like, what do you see that pops up every single day?
Just comedians.
Okay, just comedians. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to dive into your other interests. Okay, now, completely random, just gonna bounce it to you. You must give it to me quick.
Sure.
If there's one food you could eat every day without getting rid of it, what would it be?
Pap.
Pap.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Crazy. Why? Tell me why. What's that?
Bohobe's life.
Okay. Did you see that Tyler was actually cooking pap on British Vogue?
Yeah, but that one I could see it's not the real one.
Not the right one. Okay.
Because they pour salt in it. Not the one.
Not the
Pap
one.
has no salt. It's just ice.
You know it. Okay. What would you cast to play in a movie about your life and why? Who would you cast?
To play in a movie
Yeah, about your life.
Yo. Here in South Africa or everywhere.
Can be anywhere, anybody.
Denzel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And who would he be playing? Is he playing you? Is he playing?
Yeah, he's
Yo.
playing me. Yo. I go for Denzel again. Like, Will Smith. Like, it has to be someone like I look up to.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be
Talking
cool.
about that, if you could switch lives with any celebrity for a day, who would it be? And what would you do? What's the first thing
It
you
wouldn't
do?
be a guy, definitely.
Could it be a girl?
Yeah.
Is it me, maybe? I don't mind, you know. I
Yeah.
have a very interesting life.
Yeah. One thing I know, it won't be a guy.
Yeah.
No.
Who would it be?
Maybe 50 Cent.
Isn't
That's
50
a
Cent's
guy.
a guy, though?
That's a guy. No, not 50 Cent. I don't know.
Why wouldn't it be a guy? That's the question.
I don't know. Like I know how it feels like to be a
Yeah.
guy already. Like it's so stressful
Yeah.
all the time sometimes that I wanna try be a woman maybe, you know. I'll be Moonchild Sanel.
Moonchild. What's the first thing that you're going to be doing if you're Moonchild? Are you hitting a dance? What are you doing?
I'll sing.
You'll sing. Can you sing? Can you hit me a young note quickly? Let's hear.
No, I can't that's what I would do if I was Moonchild. Maybe I'll sing and dance.
You'll sing
the
and
way
dance.
she
Can you sing and dance though?
can't dance.
Okay.
But I wish my favorite thing that I can't do that I wish I could do
Yes.
is singing. Like I feel like I'm a good singer. I mean, I think I'm a good musician, just not a good, just don't have the voice for it.
Talking about that, I'm gonna need straight now for you to hit a young dance with me to end off the question.
Which one is that one now?
Anything. I'm gonna do something. You follow me.
Okay,
How about that?
let's do that.
That's how we're gonna end the show. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do a young break dance. Can you follow the wave?
Which one? No,
wait.
can you follow my styles?
Oh,
My
okay.
styles are-
I
are
got you.
superior,
What are we doing? What are we
you
doing?
know? This is from American Step Up 3.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, it might look like I broke my neck, but it's just a dance.
Okay. Hey.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah,
Hey.
yeah. We must
love
look
it.
straight into camera. When we
Okay.
do it. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going.
okay. I'm gonna, yeah,
Okay.
let's go. 1, 2. But you must break the neck.
Oh, okay.
1, 2. Yes, son.
That is Tsitsi, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you Zoom with it. It was lovely seeing you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Boom.